Every second, modern corporate networks process thousands of access requests. Employees logging into email, contractors pulling files, and automated software communicating with internal servers. Human workers account for only a fraction of that traffic. The vast majority comes from non-human identities, background service accounts, automated scripts, and API keys that quietly execute tasks behind the scenes. As organizations grow, the permissions granted to all these entities rarely keep pace with reality. When an employee changes roles or a software tool is retired, their previous access rights usually remain active. This creates a severe window of exposure known as identity drift. Over time, this drift generates shadow access. These are highly permissioned pathways hidden deep inside the network that security teams can't see and no one actively manages. Threat actors actively search for these orphaned credentials. By using tactics like social engineering or authenticator theft, they can quietly assume a legitimate identity and slip right past external defenses. A static firewall cannot stop a breach if the attacker logs in with a valid password. Protecting data today requires treating identity not as a fixed checkpoint, but as a continuous, carefully managed lifecycle. That lifecycle begins the moment a new employee accepts a job offer. This onboarding period is called the joiner phase, and it covers everything from setting up their email to provisioning their first active login. When IT departments provision these accounts manually, they often rely on a best guess approach. They simply clone the profile of a similar employee, which frequently grants the new hire excess, highly sensitive privileges on day one. To secure this process, organizations link their HR software directly to their identity systems. This automatically assigns a strict baseline access profile tied to the user's specific job code, immediately secured by multi-factor authentication. Employment is rarely static. Employees earn promotions, transfer to new departments, and join temporary project teams. This is the mover phase, and it complicates a user's digital footprint. Without automated oversight, these transitions lead to privilege creep. A developer who moves to the sales team might retain their production database access, creating a toxic and unnecessary combination of entitlements. The countermeasure here is attribute-based access control, or ABAC. Instead of relying solely on a fixed job title, ABAC dynamically grants permissions based on real-time context, what department they are currently in, the device they are using, or the time of day. By locking down both the joiner and mover phases, they remove the excess privileges that attackers rely on before an identity is ever compromised. The final stage of the pipeline arrives when an employee, contractor, or vendor departs the organization. This is the leaver phase. When offboarding is handled through manual IT tickets, it creates a revocation gap. An individual might leave the building, but their digital accounts often remain fully active for days. This gap provides disgruntled former employees ample time to download proprietary data, and it leaves dormant accounts exposed as unmonitored backdoors for external hackers. Securing the leaver phase requires an automated kill switch. The moment HR updates a termination status, the system must instantly deprovision all accounts, sever active single sign-on sessions, and revoke any persistent access tokens. This transforms offboarding from a slow administrative checklist into a highly effective instant containment strategy. This strict lifecycle management cannot be limited to human employees. Every background service, API, and cloud application must follow the exact same rules. Because bots and automated scripts operate rapidly and invisibly, they require aggressive secrets management. Passwords and keys must be automatically rotated, and their access guaranteed to be revoked when a project ends, preventing massive machine-speed data breaches. The Imprivata Digital Identity Maturity Model plots seamless user access against rigorous security. Early-stage organizations rely on manual workflows, resulting in slow provisioning and vulnerable security. Conversely, mature organizations use automated pipelines to grant precise permissions and minimize risk. The modern enterprise has outgrown the physical firewall. Identity itself is the new security perimeter. By continuously tracking, verifying, and adjusting access for every user and machine, networks remain open to business and closed to threats.